Oh, stand up. I have to stand up or get out. Hello everybody, welcome to Jane's Medieval Kitchen. This afternoon we are going to be making a chicken pie and a green pea pottage. Now, to start off with, it's a bit smoky in here today, I'm afraid. To start off with, I'm just going to put the peas on to boil, and then we're going to make a start on the pie. So we're just going to leave those in there just to boil to start with. Now, Lexi's going to start by putting all my spices into this bowl here while I make a start on the pastry. So we've got 100 grams of flour here, just plain flour. And to that we're going to add our butter, which is a little bit melted. We've got some melted butter in there. We may as well use that to grease our pot. Now I've only got a small pot here because we're going to be putting it in our oven. We've got the oven on here. That's been going for about an hour now, so that should be getting up to temperature. So that's our pot ready for our... It is very warm in the kitchen today, yes. So the butter goes in there. So can I have some salt, please, Lexi? Teaspoon of salt. Where are we? As in round the country? We are in North Hertfordshire, North East Hertfordshire. Right, can you put some salt in there, please? Just one, that's fine. Now we're making a nice rich butter pastry here, so it's the butter. Okay. So this is the butter we churned ourselves at on the last live demonstration. So that's a bit. Okay, just gonna add a little bit more flour to this. It's a little bit wet. That's better. Okay, I'm just going to wash my hands, and while I'm doing this, Lexi's going to start adding some spices to our bowl here. So we're going to start off with half a teaspoon of salt into there, please, Lexi.
How much?
1 spoon. 1 whole spoon, that's half a teaspoon. Okay, so we're going to add water to this now.
Yep, done.
That's it, so that's that one. And then we need half a teaspoon of black pepper.
Just mixed up one.
Yep, that's it.
That's white and black.
Yeah, that's it. That's the brown pepper. That's fine. Black peppercorns refers to the colour on the outside of the peppercorn. When it's brined, there's always a bit of white on the inside.
Can I just do a tiny little bit?
Yeah, I know you don't like much pepper, so just put a little bit in if you're going to try this pie later.
How much?
A little bit more than that, I think.
Okay, just a tiny bit. How much?
That's fine, yes. Okay, so let's get rid of some of this. We're going to roll out about 2/3 of our pastry out to fit our pie dish. A little bit wet today, so we're just going to have plenty of flour on our board.
What do I need to put in the
Right, the next one we're going to put 1/4 teaspoon of cloves in there next, which is this one. Yeah, so just about half of what's in that bowl. If you can tip that into there, please. Now this pie obviously is going to have quite a lot of spices in it, quite a lot of flavours. The filling is mainly chicken, but we're going to add some dates, some ground almonds, and some grated cheese
Is
into
that
there
good?
as well. Okay, that's lovely. Thank you. Okay, right, Lexi.
Hello.
Okay, so we're just going to roll this up and put it into our pie. Okay, the next one that's got to go in, Lexi, is a spoon of ginger, please. Ginger should be there as well. Now, the chicken for this dish I've already cooked. The recipe calls for it to be boiled in chicken stock, but I've actually roasted the chicken. Just one, please.
This is a bit sticky.
Is it a bit sticky, is it?
Yeah. I can't quite get it equal.
That's okay. Right, we need the pastry, the rest of that, for the lid of our pie. So I'm just going to put that there. So you can see we just completely filled our pie dish up there. Close this one for a minute. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to chop some dates.
What am I going to put in there next?
The next one to go in there is mace. Thank you. That's the dates. Now, this is mace, so you need about half a spoonful in there, please. Oops, sorry. That's enough. Is that enough? A little bit more, perhaps. So I'm just going to finely chop these dates up now. They're pitted and dried. Yes, that should be fine. So what we know is everything nicely finely chopped. Can you try a bit of date? I can try a bit of date. There we go. What do you think of that then? Nice? A bit hard, are they? Okay. Once they've been in with all the other lovely ingredients, they'll be nice and soft and nice and tasty. So next is cinnamon. So half a teaspoon of cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Now, when these recipes were written down, no quantities were included. So a lot of it was sort of trial and error and how you like to taste your food. Now, we're very fortunate that there are some recipes that have been copied out and adapted for modern cooks. And this is one of those that I'm using today. If you look at a book called The Form of Curry, all the recipes are written in their original form.
Wait, did you say a whole spoon?
Yes, whole spoon of that. Okay, let's just put those dates in there.
There we go. Done.
Okay, so that's that. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some ground almonds. These are our ground almonds. So you tip those in, Lexi?
All of it?
Yeah, you tip those in. And I'm going to...
Wait, is this breadcrumbs?
No, they're ground almonds. And now I'm going to just chop the chicken up. I've just taken it off the bone. And I'm going to just chop it up into nice
The
small
whole
pieces.
pot?
Yeah, the whole lot can go in there. So we're just going to chop our chicken up. So what we want it to be is a nice sort of finely chopped mix. So all the flavours all mixed together.
Is that breadcrumbs?
No, that's flour. I need that for rolling out the pastry. And the other thing to go in is the cheese, which is behind the bowl there. Put that in as well, please.
Can I have a little bit?
You can have a little bit.
If there's any extra, I'll eat the rest.
Yeah, the whole lot needs to go in, please. That's it. Tip that in. Okay. Got enough chicken here. We'll start. It's very hot here today.
Is that good? Have the rest of it. And is that good?
Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit more wood on the fire.
Is that okay?
Yeah, and the last one, please.
I won't get the rest out. I can't get the rest out.
Get the rest of it. Go, that's the oven going again. Now what we're doing, we're heating the oven up so the inside goes white Once it's gone white, then we know it's up to temperature. Right. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the chicken into our bowl here. You're going to have it. You couldn't get it out to put it in there, but you can get it out enough to eat it. Is that all right? Okay, that's it. Right, we need a spoon. So we're going to start mixing all this in now. Can you start mixing that in?
You don't know what I'm making. While Nana's doing the thing that she's doing, I'm making a chicken pie. And Nana's helping.
So to this mixture, isn't it? This mixture we're going to add a little drop of white wine. So mix all that in. That's about 3 tablespoons of white wine. And no, not that one. And some stock. We've got some chicken stock here as well. Just going to add that little bit of that in. So let's get this mixture mixed together now. So you can see all those flavours, all those lovely spices, the dates, the cheese are all being mixed in together. So we're going to add an egg in there as well. Can you crack the egg in there for me, please, Lexi? I'm just going to wash my hands.
Done. Should I put it in the cheese pot?
Yes, that's it. Okay, so no, I just need 1 egg. I think that should be enough. So we're going to.
The extra one.
Well, I wasn't sure whether that would be enough, but I think that's going to be fine. So just put that down there for a moment. So as you can see there, we've got the egg has then mixed, bound everything together. So we've got a sort of quite a sticky mix there. Let's just check that we've put everything in. Okay. So that now can be packed into our pie case. And there we go, Lexi, that's for you to do. Can you just transfer that into the pie case, please?
With the spoon. With
the spoon, yes, that's it. I'll just swap the boards again. So what we're now going to do is I'm going to roll out the pastry to make a lid. So what I need to do is push it all out to the sides so it fills up the whole of the pie. A nice pie filled with lots of delicious food. Lots of delicious ingredients there.
And then we'll just do the top bit, which is that bit.
And then we're going to put the lid on the pie, that's right, and seal it and pop it into the oven. Now today I'm not going to take the fire out of the oven like you've seen me do it in the past. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move all the coals round to the outside and it will help the pie to cook a little bit quicker. So can we get the last of these ingredients in, Lexi?
Yeah.
So shall I hold it up so you can scrape it in? There we go. Whoops. Okay, let's just scrape the last of that bit around.
Can I squish it down?
Well, we don't want it too flattened because we want to make sure it cooks thoroughly. So there we go. Right. Just push all that to the outside. Now we need to leave a little bit of a gap around the outside so we can seal the pastry. That way. So we need your water.
All the pastry will go in the oven.
So we're just going to wet the pastry around the outside of our pie.
Oh, Nanny.
Oh, sorry, you're not in the shop. Now you're on. Okay. Right, there we go. Put our lid onto the pie. Oh, excuse me, it's very hot in here today. Right, so I'm just going to seal that pie, the pastry lid round the outside there, and then cut the excess pastry off. There we go. Get rid of that one. Now that's ready. There we go. That's our pie. Nicely ready. All the edges are sealed. So hopefully none of the ingredients will leak out from the edge. So now we're just going to deal with the fire. Just going to take some of these burning logs off. Now that's just left the glowing embers in there, so we're just going to move those right round to the outside. We don't want it touching the pie because that will then burn it. We just need to keep that heat in the oven. So there we go, pop our pie straight into the oven. Put the lid on. Put the door on. Now that's going to take probably about 20 minutes to half an hour to cook. So while that's cooking, I'm just going to clear some of these bits off here. And the next thing we're going to do is our pea pottage. Let's just move some of these over. I don't need that one. Okay, so as I say, we've got our peas on cooking here now. They're cooking nicely, or simmering away there nicely. Give them a stir. Now we need these to be quite well cooked, so they just go sort of mushy. Not quite the mushy peas that we were doing last week, but they do need to be quite soft. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to chop up these onions. Okay. So these onions need to be chopped quite finely. Just take the skins off. Okay. Well, on a hot day like this, you need to keep drinking plenty. Cute. Now these onions are just going to go in and be boiled with the peas. And normally we'd fry the onions off a little bit, but not today. They're just going to go in with the peas and be mashed up. You can put a drink over there. Right, what I'd like you to do, Lexi, is
Just remember that
saffron. If you see that one over there.
this one.
That one. Right, we've got saffron strands here. What we want to do is we want to grind it to a powder. So I'll just show you. I'm going to put it on my hand because it's very small. You can just see there, just small strands of saffron. So we're going to tip those into there, and Lexi's going to grind those up for me. Yeah. We need a little bit of. That's it. That's it. Grind it right down. We need a little bit of hot water. So I'll take some of the water out from the peas because that's boiling.
There is a few different types of corn that you can make into flour.
This is a spice though. This is a spice rather than a
spicy one.
That will give this a really lovely golden colour. Those peas, onions in there. Let's have a look. Wow, that's good. That's well done. Right, now what I want you to do, I want you to very carefully. Now this saffron was incredibly expensive, so we wouldn't want to waste any. So I'm just going to very gently tip that back into that pot there. So that's now quite a fine brown powder. That's it. Okay. Now,
You've got some on my hand.
oh, there we go. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of the water out from the peas because we just need this to soak in hot water just for a few minutes.
This is how you do it.
And that's already changing colour. That's changing to a beautiful golden colour.
Maybe.
Yeah, just a little bit more water in there.
Let's see.
There we go. See, can you see how it's changed colour? I don't know if you can see very well there, but it's turned a lovely golden colour. We're just going to leave that there while I chop the other onion.
Very smoky.
It is very smoky. Now, Alexia, the other ingredient I need you to add to the pot, very, very careful near the fire, is some brown sugar and some salt. No, that's the brown sugar is in that one there.
This kind of looks like crispy.
It does look a bit crispy.
That's
That's it. That's our brown sugar, so that can go into with the peas.
Is it going to be hot on top?
It will be a little bit hot, so just throw it straight in. You want me to do it? Yeah. You should be okay if you just throw it from there. Just sprinkle it in. Oh, that's it. Hang on. There we go. Now you can put that in there. That's it. Okay, and then the other thing I'd like you to put in there, please, Lexi, is a teaspoon of salt. Now, peas would have been a staple food in medieval times. They could be dried and used over the winter. They could be dried and then used in the horse bread that I made a couple of weeks ago. And there's quite a lot of recipes that use peas.
Do I need to put 2 of them?
You need to put 2 of those in there, yes. I just need to get this oven up and going. The fire up and going a little bit hotter, I think.
Did you realise that the bottom of this thing is gold? You need to blow it to get it going after a few times, and then you'll get it good at it, and yeah, you'll know how to get a fire going when it's
Yeah, that's going a little bit better. There we go. That's it. Burst into flames. That's what we need. Still very smoky though, but add the last of these on. It has. It's turned the golden colour of the saffron, isn't it? Now saffron was very expensive, more expensive than gold. Now if you have a look at this as I pour it, you can see it's turned that lovely golden colour. So we need to put that in there.
I saw it.
A little bit of water too. We don't want to waste any of that lovely colour. Okay, let's get the last of the onion in there.
That's in my eyes.
I know. That's a bit better. Okay, now we just need to leave that to simmer now for a little while. I'll just have a quick look at the Okay, I've obviously got the oven a bit too hot today because that's burnt the top of the pie. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just scrape out the oven because I don't think everything in the middle will be cooked. Just scrape out the fire and pop it back in.
The burnt bit. What about the burnt I can smell it from here.
delicious, does it? So, right, I'm just going to pop this back into the
Oven.
oven to finish cooking.
So put it on the outside. Might burn you since it's been in the oven.
Pies were not always, when you had a pie, you didn't always eat pastry. Quite often the pastry was just there to protect the filling while it was cooking.
I don't like chicken, so I wouldn't have eaten the chicken. But I would have eaten the pastry.
You would have eaten everything because you would have been hungry and you'd have been grateful for whatever you had to eat.
Yeah, but not the chicken. If I don't like.
So now these peas are starting to cook through, I'm just going to start to mash them down with the spoon here. So it's, as I say, it's not like the mushy peas that we had last week with our prawns, the garlic prawns. If any of you saw it last week's one, they were dried peas that had been cooked, and so they've gone mushy. These just need to be squashed. Now that's getting it's getting quite thick there now because all the liquid is burnt off. As far as mashers like we would have nowadays, I can't find any evidence of them. I'm sure they had something to mash their food with. Obviously not potatoes, because potatoes didn't come into this country till the 1600s. Okay. That's quite mashed there. So here we go. We're going to take the pie out of the oven, and I'm going to cut you a slice so you can see what it's like inside, because our peas are pretty much done as well. I'd say it doesn't actually look very appetising, but I'm sure what's inside will be, with all those lovely flavours.
It is very hot here.
It's very hot here today.
And I'm boiling. The outside isn't cooked.
The outside isn't cooked. The outside is cooked. The pastry, I think, is cooked perfectly.
Around the side.
Now, I'm going to put that to one side because my lord would not appreciate being served up something like that. Get another plate. Get a nice piece of pie out this time. There we go, that's come out there better. Just gently remove that burnt flakes off the top. You would never know.
It's very tasty.
It looks very tasty, yes. So now what we're going to do is serve up our mushy peas.
I don't like mushy.
These are not like the other mushy peas that we had last week. These, as I say, these are garden peas.
Oh, are they the ones that I
So there we go. There's our
pea
pea pottage with our chicken pie.
Nana, are they the ones that
There we go.
I don't remember.
No, they're broad beans, not peas. Lexi's grown some broad beans, so we'll look for a recipe with broad beans. So there we go, your chicken pie with a pea pottage. Thank you for joining us on this very hot day. Look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.
day. Bye bye.